Hi, it's Helen Tarrant. Welcome to another episode of Commercial Property Cash Flow. We're with Helen and Renee. Hi. And we just had a few moments to kill before our next inspection, so we thought we'll just have a play at the
We're at the playground. Checking it out.
Checking it out. It's always important to check out the local area wherever you are.
It is.
So there's us trying out the swing. We might try out the slide later.
Yeah. Chatting to the kids about what's going on in the hood.
Yeah. So, Renee, I think tell us a little bit about what you do.
So what do I do? So I am a commercial property scout, which I kind of feel is like a new niche area in the world, or in Australia anyway. So I get out there on the road and I look at your properties, I scope out the areas, I check out new areas. I
Terrorise some agents.
Terrorise agents, I chat to tenants, I talk to you, let you know what I see, feel, hear and think while I'm at your property. So yeah, lots of things.
So for people who are, some top 3 tips for getting into your first commercial property.
Your first commercial property, well, your first commercial property, it depends on where you are in your commercial property journey. Everyone needs different things in their portfolio. For example, like I was saying before, I have my first one which is vacant, but that's not going to suit everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
So first, a couple of 3 tips. If you're starting out with your first commercial property, really important to look at your strategy. So strategy is really important. So do you need cash flow in your portfolio? So if you have residential right now and you're looking to have more income into your portfolio, it's negatively geared and you want to have a positive cash flow portfolio, then consider commercial property that has high yields might be the right way for you, which means that you might have to be looking at buying in a regional area, because that means they're giving you high yields and buying in a metro area like Sydney or Melbourne or Brisbane. So that may mean you're a regional Victoria, regional New South Wales or regional Queensland, but they're going to put more cash flow into your portfolio, which is really good. It helps you neutralize your portfolio, help to put more money in your pocket. So that's one thing that's really important about strategy. The second thing I think, and my leg's going numb, Renee, stop lying on my leg. But anyway, the second thing I think is that the property type is really important.
Yes,
because some people, it doesn't always resound with everybody.
No.
So some people don't want to be in retail. Right? They're scared of retail.
They're scared. And some people don't want to be industrial sheds because they don't understand it.
Yeah.
Or office space is another one that people, don't understand. So I guess the type of property depends on, where your mindset is and what it is that you will resonate with. And I guess for a lot of people, we do try to get you to understand the numbers, not just how pretty the property looks as well, because some industrial sheds can pull some big numbers.
Yeah. So I think really do some research around the 3 different type of properties. So you've got industrial warehousing, you've got office space, and you've got retail. So the 3 main things, some people don't like retail because they're worried about online marketing and online sales affecting their business. But I find that when it becomes a destination business or a professional or a government business, they can be in a retail premise and they can be just as good.
Yes, definitely.
The other thing, some people think, office space tenants are quite transit and they don't associate as much value to it.
No.
They go, oh, look, there might be an oversupply, so they're worried about that, so they don't want to get into office. But the thing is, office properties are very, very versatile.
Yes.
There's always a lot of demand for them and there's always a lot of buyers, so they're very, very liquid as a property type, and that you can have a professional tenant, you can have a training organisation, you can have an IT department in there, you can have medical lawyers, accountants, and they tend to be longevity tenants as well. And especially if you buy them in really good locations, because location really matters when you're buying an office property, then you've got it's a short retenancy period, and also the value continues to grow as the area gentrifies.
Yes, definitely.
And then the other one is warehousing. Most people who are worried about warehousing because they think it's dirty. They think it's not tidy and beautiful.
Not pretty enough.
Not pretty enough. But it needs to be functional. It just needs to be functional.
Yeah.
And when we find that it's functional, it can sometimes, if it's in a location where it can get access to the major roads,
roads,
and that means that you have the tenants are there because they need to have that access, and also clearance is really important. So clearance, truck turnarounds, those are really important for people to have that access way, and those things are to consider. And those things are what you look for when you're going out and scouting properties.
Yeah, definitely. Depending on the property I'm looking at as to what it is that I'm going to be honing in on. Like we just said with industrial sheds, I'm definitely looking at the clearance, the truck access, Hoists are another crazy thing to look at. Fridges and freezers, if they're that type of sort of industrial warehousing, mechanics, how long they've been there. There's lots of mining equipment. All sorts of things.
Specialist equipment or services like attached or to the property, because sometimes if your tenant's got really specialist equipment there, it's very, very hard for them to move, because if they move, it's going to cost them literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to unbolt everything and then reinstall it. But also, if it was a property that has government or medical tenants, it's again very expensive for them to move.
And some of the buildings themselves are designed for specific trades in mind, like trucks, they might have a specialist pit for the trucks to sort of pull in so that you can get underneath and check some stuff. So some things are built specifically for different types of purposes. So we need to check all that out.
Yeah, and that's really part of what we do, and we want to bring to you in the episodes is to how we look at getting into commercial property. So, we showed you now the first 2 tips already. So the first tip is really the strategy. The second one's the type of property. And now I would say my third one is, like you said, know the numbers of what you're looking for. So do you really need a property that's yielding 9 or 10%, or is it a 7% yielding or a 6% going to be okay for you, depending on your risk profile, but also what you need to fulfill in your portfolio. So if you're negative $20,000, then maybe you need to find a property that does the numbers and produce that to neutralize your portfolio, or perhaps that you want to replace your income and you need to, you need 15K a year to start sort of going part-time, or, take one less shift or something. So I think the numbers is really important over the beauty of the property. A lot of people mistakenly think the beauty of the property is really important, and that it needs to have beautiful entrances, or it needs to be, as long as it's clean and tidy, right?
That's
what do you think?
And functional and practical for whatever the purpose of the building is. If you're in an industrial warehouse, you don't care if your curtains and your tiles match. It's not important and functional to the job there. And the same goes for the other spaces as well. It has to match for what the space is. So definitely don't be afraid to go into different spaces that you don't understand, because once you start to look at them as well and understand them a bit better and the numbers, then it helps you to make a better decision for what's best for you.
Yeah, and so let us know in the comments below what you look for in a property, or what worries you about the different types of property, or whether you prefer retail, office, warehousing, or even if you want to explore other types of properties. What are some of the ones you want us to look at and feature on our channel? So keep us posted. Subscribe, hit the bell, spread the word, because we're on the road having lots of fun.
Yes, definitely. At a park.
Yeah, a park. So now we're going to go and get on
pizza.
we're going to go on a slide first. Wake up an appetite. Yeah, come on.
Let's go.